Hello, my name is Eduardo and today I am here with another tutorial for App Inventor. And well, this is a tutorial of basically we are going to talk about conditions. Okay, so conditions using if, the if block. Okay, well, but before that, you haven't checked my previous video. Okay, it is another kind of thing similar that it's learn App Inventor, and it's we're talking about procedures. Okay, so I show you how to make procedures, how to create them. Okay, and it's very interesting. Okay, and especially this is very good if you are like starting with App Inventor. But well, let's start with today's tutorial. And for the if, we're going to go here and you have it in control, and then you have this kind of block if. Okay, and if you check, we have some options over here in this block. For example, you have if and then, or you can have if, then, or else, and then you have if, then, and then you have else, if, and then. Okay, well, when we work with conditions, okay, this is one of the blocks that I use, okay, the most in App Inventor, especially when I design this kind of games or simple apps. I use a lot the if condition. Maybe it is not good practice, but it is something that I use a lot. Okay, well, to explain a little bit about the if, let's go here to GIMP, and let's talk about the weather. For example, if the condition it's sunny, if it's sunny, okay, the day, so I will wear shorts. Okay, in that case, then let's talk about here. If it's sunny, I will wear shorts. Else, so if this is not happening, if it's not sunny, I will wear a sweater. Maybe a brown sweater. Okay, so check what's the difference between these guys. Sorry, between the first one and the second one. In this case, I'm just interested in we meet this condition that it's sunny. Okay, if it's sunny, I will wear shorts, so nothing else happens if this is not sunny. But if it's sunny, I will wear shorts. Else, so that means that if it's not sunny, okay, any other condition, so I will wear a brown sweater. Yes, so I guess it's pretty simple. So you have an extra option in case the condition it is not like happening. Then you have the other one that is else if. Else if it's pretty similar to if then. So let's duplicate this. But I just add two more of these ones. So if then, else if, and else if. So else if it's similar to if then. Well, in this case it's like this. So let's talk about that. If it's sunny, then I will wear shorts. Then you have something like it's rainy. If it's rainy, so let's use another color, I will wear a raincoat. Else if, so you add an extra condition. And if it's I don't know, maybe cloudy, it's cloudy. Maybe if it's cloudy, I will wear a scarf. So what's the difference between these ones? Well, this is, as I told you, it's similar. So in this case you have else. So an else is just, for example, if we just say that else here, I will wear a brown sweater. So maybe it's going to be rainy Okay, so and I will wear a brown sweater, and if it's cloudy I will wear a brown sweater using this else condition. So it is not very specific. I'm just thinking about this point that it's very important. Okay, for me this is the most important part. So if it's sunny, so in that case it doesn't matter what other conditions are happening, I will wear just a brown sweater. Okay, but when you have more options, or you want to have more options, you are using else if. So if it's sunny I will wear shorts, if it's rainy I will wear a raincoat, and else if it's cloudy then I will wear a scarf. Okay, so well, that is the idea. And in App Inventor, okay, we work a lot with some values, okay, to compare values. If we go here to App Inventor, we go to math, and we use a lot this block, okay, that it says return true if both numbers are equal to each other. So we use a lot this thing. So let's drag it over here, and let's use here just to explain you something extra. So we copy this and we go to Inkscape. Sometimes we use this kind of blocks, especially with numbers, and you have some other that are similar here in logic, that you can use some values. Okay, testing two things are equal, so not necessarily numbers, so it's very complete. Or you can use for text. Also for text you have something similar. It's comparing two texts. Okay, so you have this one for text, this is for numbers, and this is for other things like values, conditions, whatever. Okay, so I use a lot these two. Okay, also this one, but I guess I use more the number and the green one. But let's just use this and let's think about this. For example, if I have something like, let's talk about my money that I earn in a month. For example, if my money equals, okay, so my money, that means that it's like a variable, that the money I have for that at the end of the month, for example. So it is equals to, let's call $400. It is just an example. So what happened if we met this condition? Well, we are going to have this the thing that it's in the blocks. Okay, so if my money equals to 400, then I will run this thing. I will run what is here. So for example, I will go to the movies. So just in that case, if I have a 400, okay, and here you can change the value. For example, if my money is less than 400, for example. So let's use here this, and let's cover this part. Let me just eliminate this part. That's it. For example, if I have my money is less, than 400, well, I won't go to the movies. Or in the opposite. Okay, so if my money it is more than 400, I will go on vacation. So that is the idea using this kind of if conditions. Okay, and it's the same using this. For example, let's duplicate, well, not this one. So let's duplicate this one and think about here it's quite the same. So let's drag it over here, and then if my money it is like my money equals $400, I will go to the movies, else I will stay home. So in that case, check if my money it is equals to 400, I will go to the movies. Else, okay, that means that I have a different amount of money, so I will stay home. But if you check, this can be a little bit tricky. What if I have more money than 400? So I will be able even to go on vacation. Okay, so well, that is the idea about using other conditions or more specific conditions. So, or I can have here, if my money it is less than 400, I will go, I won't go to the movies. I won't go to the movies if I have less than 400. Else, that means that I have more money, well, I will go to the movies. To movies. But what happens if I have more, but more than 400, that maybe 1000? So in that case, I will be able to even go to the on vacation again. Okay, so that's why it is not very accurate. Okay, it's convenient to use in many situations, just this the if, then, and else. But it is better sometimes when you have specific things or you want specific things to happen to use this if, then, and else if. For example, if we have this, if let's duplicate this and this and this and this and this. So if my money it is less than 400, then I won't go to the movies. Okay. And then you have this option, but what happens? But if my money it is more than 400, I will go to the movies. Okay, so but as I told you before, what happens if you have more money? Okay, so more, if I have more than 400 but less than 1000, well, I will go to the movies. So in that case, we're going to use another thing here in this condition, that if you go to App Inventor, you have another block here, and you have and, or you have or. So in that case, you can use it to combine these things. Okay, so just let's drag it over here. I guess that's pretty clear. So let's just drag this one here just to show you this. So if my money in this condition it is more than 400, but in this case I'm not using and, and it is more than 400. Okay, so you have to insert this here, more than 400. I guess I'm not going to use that because it's not going to look terrible. And So we're going to insert this block, so this goes here, and let's just put it green. What is the second condition? Less than. So we're going to drag this guy. Here, and we move it back. Less than, and my money, so it's like a double condition here, or it's a more complete condition. So you have, and my money is less than 1000. So I don't have enough money to go on vacation, but I have enough to go to the movies. So I mean, this is just an idea to show you this thing. Check my money. If my money it is less than 400, well, I won't go to the movies because I don't have enough money. If my money it is more than 400 and my money is less than 1000, I will go to the movies. And then you can use an else condition, okay? But in this case we are going to be very specific. So we are going to use another condition. If my money else, the third condition will be my money, my money is more than 1000. My money it is more than 1000. So in that case I will go on vacation. I will go on vacation. So let's analyze this thing. If my money, the first condition, if my money is less than 400, so I won't go to the movies. I don't have enough money. Else, if another condition, but if my money it is more than 400, and we use this to connect to these things, to these two blocks or equivalents, and my money it is less than 1000, so I have enough money to go to the movies, okay, for more than 400 or 400, okay, but less than 1000, so I just go to the movies. But if my money it is more than 1000, so I definitely will go on vacation. Well, that is basically the idea about this thing about conditions. I know, looks quite strange, but they are very useful. Believe me, they are very useful. And as I told you, I use them a lot in my apps. Okay, so let's make something really fast in App Inventor. Let's make a dice. Okay, so to make this dice, we're going to use a button. One button. Well, let's use here a layout. Let's go and drag an horizontal arrangement. Fill parent for the width. And center. And the button, let's remove the text. This is going to be our dice, and then we are going to drag another button, I guess with this button, and we are going to center everything in here, center, and let's call it roll the dice. And maybe, I'm not sure, but I guess we are going to need sensor a clock, and we're going to set the clock to 500, and we're going to disable the clock. Okay, well, now as I told you, we are going to make a very simple dice. So for that you need to create some graphics. I create just some simple graphics here in Inkscape and exported them as PNGs. Okay, so we're going to use these simple images and we're going to drag over here. For the button it will be like the image. Let's upload the file and then we're going to import the images. Let's go here, Papa Dado, that it's in Spanish, and we're going to import all of these files. We're going to upload the second one, that is dice 2, and then we do the same for dice 3, dice 3, dice 3, then for dice 4, then for dice 5, and finally for dice number 6. So I haven't done this app before, but I have an idea about what to make with this. Okay, so let's rename this button to dice and the other one to roller. That's it. Well, I guess we are almost done. We have the clock. And I also use an accelerometer. So I'm not sure if we are gonna use it, but well, let's go here and let's remove some of these things. And the first thing, as always, we need to resize all the elements for your app. Okay, if you check, we have a very huge no, save the empty screen now, just because I remove all the blocks, sorry. Okay, well, let's create a procedure. If you check the previous tutorial, you can check my previous tutorial about procedure. I have a link here in the description, and you can check also here in the cards in the video how to create procedures, but if not, just check this. We're going to resize everything, and to resize everything, okay, we're going to make something that I have explained sometimes, because all of this, it's just an image. Okay, so to do this, we are going to make it like a, oops, we have a mistake, an error over here. So well, don't worry. First, let's the dice width, and we are going to set the width using the screen width. Okay, so what percentage of the screen width my dice has to use? Well, to use that, we're going to screen width, the dice width, and we are going to get the percentage from the screen width. So we're going to multiply this times, for example, I want a big dice, so maybe 37 will be okay. But it's not 37, it has to be 0.37, and that is the 37% of the width of the screen. And now, because this is a square, so I am just going to use this value, the dice button width, to set the height of the dice. So we're going to use this value, and we're going to use here height, the height of it's the one that we have just calculated. Okay, and with that procedure we are going to make it. Well, now let's just close this. Let's go here to reset connection, companion, App Inventor, and then we go to IOV Okay, and then we're going to use this resizing thing. For the other one, I'm not very interested. Okay, so for the other, I guess just to resize the main graphic, that's okay. So we're going to insert, sorry, that was my dog. Poster. Okay, and then we are going to go, here, and we're going to we're going to insert this in this procedure. Sorry, it was a little bit confused because my dog, well, and then when we initialize the screen, we can have this thing to happen. So let's refresh the screen and let's see what happens. Well, it is not like done because, as usual, sometimes App Inventor, especially in Companion, gets like stuck in some things, but we have to do this here, do it, and that's it. Okay, so, well, you have resized this, and now you want to change, you want to roll the dice. So basically we're going to use some conditions when we press this. Okay, so for example, we're going to use here a random from 1 to 6, and then we're going to set this. When we click the roller button, we're going to change the image in this button, these dice. I don't know why I use a button, it can be just an image, but well, it's okay. So I go here and set the dice button image to a number. No, because we have, if you remember, we have this number, these names, dice 1.png. So in that case, we're going to use text join, and we're going to join the word dice. So we're going to join the word dice with a random number, and then we need to add another one, another slot for the extension. And for this, it's PNG. We just duplicate this, friend, and you just point PNG, and that's it. When we click this, we're going to set it to that. So just and also we're going to use this one just to resize everything if we have problems. 2, 6, 2, 5, 4. Okay, so well, now what about the conditions? Well, we can use conditions for many things. For example, if we have let's drag here in media, let's go to text to speech, and then we just run this procedure again, text to speech, and after we click this thing, we are going to call text to speech, and we are going to run. But we're going to use here a condition, as I told you. For example, if for example, this. So if you check random integer is 1 to 6, okay, so let's say that we're gonna use the name of the dice, sorry. If, in this case, we're going to use text, okay, we're going to compare text, the name of the dice button image, the current one, equals, okay, that's equals to duplicate dice. The message will be whoa, this is number, I mean you got number 1. Oh, sorry, for the name is dice 1.png if we have this condition. Okay, so basically we are going to call this, and we're going to use here the name. Else if, what happens if we got a number 2? Well, we are going to duplicate this, and if we have number 2, we're going to call text to speech, and now the message, you got number 2. You got number 2. You're so lucky. And then you do the same for the other ones. We add an extra slot here, duplicate this one, and if we are comparing text, okay, dice 3. So, and you can do that. You got number 3. Nice try. Maybe you are trying to get a number 6 in a game or something. I don't know. So you can add 2 dice. Well, you duplicate this one. And maybe in this case it's number 4. So that's the idea. So basically you are like adding these things. So you got number 4. You got number 4. Cool. And then we add another one for number 5. Oh, sorry. This is something that I don't like. Number 5 or number 6, or you can use at the end else, because if you don't have 1, 2, 3 or 4 or 5 else, that means that any other number but not the number 1, 2, 3 or 4, you will get a different message. Okay, so but let's use else if. Duplicate, and then you have number 5. Then you have the text to speech. You got number 5. Great job. And finally, we're going to do the same for number 6. Dice 6. And the message is, you got number 6. And then you write something like awesome job. Awesome job. And maybe we're going to use the accelerometer, and we're going to use here, no, maybe not. I was thinking about something about vibration, but we need to add something else. Well, that is the idea. Basically, that is the idea. So we have these conditions to check if we have this number, and then we are going to listen to a message, and of course we are going to press.
You got number 5. Great job.
You got number 5.
You got number 5. Great job.
Oh, the same.
You got number 6. Awesome job. You got number 2. You're so lucky.
Okay, and then you're displaying these kind of things. Okay, and basically that is the stuff about working with conditions. And well, maybe you can add some other things. Okay, for example, in the text to speech. So after speaking or before speaking, before we say something, we want to disable this. We don't want people to be able to click this button a lot. Okay, so we are going to disable the clock, the roller. This is like enable, and we're going to set it to, or we're going to make it invisible to false. We're going to, so before we listen to the message, we're going to make it invisible, so you won't be able to touch it again. But here in text to speech, you have something to trigger after speaking. After you listen to the message, we are going to appear again this beautiful button using true. So we click.
You got number 5. Great job.
And that's it. Okay, in that case, you make people want to touch this thing. Now, I was using the clock. Why? You say why? Well, maybe I was thinking of touching this thing and then just happening this the numbers, okay, or the different images, setting the source for this. So, but I guess with this part it's quite understandable, the example, so I guess it's okay for you now. I hope you understood this tutorial, and this is the way we use.
You're so lucky.
This is the way we use conditions in App Inventor. Okay, I hope you like this tutorial, or it isn't like tutorial, but it's just something to talk about. Okay, especially for new learners. My name is Eduardo. Remember the if conditions just to sum up everything. Okay, so you have the if then, just to if then. If something happens, okay, one condition, well, then do this, okay. When we use else if, that means that else if another condition, okay, else if this is a second condition, then use this, okay. Also, as I told you here, we can have multiple conditions using and or. We didn't use an example with or, but just it's quite similar, okay. So, but you have to be careful. You have to be careful. For example, my money, it is more than 400, or my money is more than 1000. So I will go to the movies. Just in that case, okay, two situations. It is more than 400, or it is more than 1000. Okay, so. Well, that's all for today. I will see you next time. My name is Eduardo. Thanks for watching these videos. Thanks, and I hope if you have any topic or an idea about App Inventor, please just let me know, and I will try to make something. Okay. Remember, I'm not an expert. I'm just a learner, just like you in App Inventor. Okay. So for the next time, maybe we will be talking about using again for and each, okay, and maybe while these two blocks or these three blocks, okay. So, but if you think in another thing, well, just let me know. And also I will continue for the Mario running app. Okay, check my tutorials about the Mario running app. Check also this procedures video, okay, that it's very interesting. And I will see you in the next time. My name is Eduardo. See you.
You got number 6. Awesome job.